Madden family? Let's go. Training Tuesday is back. And hopefully it's better than ever, right? Better than ever. So what we saw this week was there was a change in training a little bit. The main thing that happened was there was this new Legend set that came out, Legend Upgrade set. And so what it made is that most of the lower level Legends, their prices went up a little bit. With the 85s are still probably a good deal. But what it did is it made the higher Legends cheaper. Now, not always cheaper, but just cheaper when people are doing the set. And what that means is there was really good training value this weekend, and I imagine there's probably going to be really good training value every weekend. Now, it does depend on what the sets are putting out, what they're putting out, right? So we see right here, we got Bruce Smith sitting at 95,000 coins. When the set was live, you could get him for 80 or 75. No problem. Same thing with Hutchinson. Same thing with Steve Young. Derek Brooks, Lorenzo Neal. These cards were much cheaper on the weekend. This is something you guys need to look at next weekend when the sets, new Legends go up. We check this out. Let's see how the prices really are changing. The same thing for like some of the 86 Legends, just not as severe. Some of the V4 Legends, like Steve Young was 35. He was 35,000 coins. He was 35,000. You could have literally just bought an ass ton of Steve Youngs and sold them for profit. Could do that. Coins still matter, guys. Or that. So keep your eye on that on Saturday. Keep your eye on that, because the more people that are doing the set, the more the cards going. It's just what happens, right? Now I picked up a lot of these cards, and I exchanged them in for trading. You guys see my training's a little lower, but I spent a good 7,000 points in trading this weekend. Powering up cards, powering up this Lane Johnson, powering up Alex Mack, Osemele, Jason Peters, adding Secure Pass Protector. I mean, that right there was like 3,000 trading just for Secure Protector. And then all the other trading that goes along with it. I changed some of my chems around. I wasted a lot of trading, but for the betterment of everything. That was the big change, and that's the big change in trading. Now, what we need to keep an eye on, I'm recording this before preseason Team of the Week comes out. Assuming it does, we need to keep an eye on those cards, because in the past, Team of the Week sets were very heavily valued on the highest card within the set only, and then everything else sort of tracked and plummeted down. What we're going to need to look at is all the elites that are in the sets to see how their value is based on training, and there's going to be some training value in there as well. Just depends how they do the sets. Once we see them, we'll have a better idea. Just remember that we're going to have promos coming up too, and when the promos come out, training is going to be cheaper because there's a lot of cards in promo sets. And a lot of cards means a lot of cheaper cards. If you guys remember last year when MUT Heroes came out, you needed 85s, those 85 MUT Hero cards. And they were not overly expensive. They're cheaper than the 85s are this year. So if something like that comes and holds, you can get 85 for 20 or 25K. That's a good training deal. You got to be proactive, because I know we only do this every week. But there's a lot of ups and downs, ebbs and flows that go on with trading. And of course, what goes on with trading is value of cards. And that's what you guys need to keep in mind. So even though I'm not walking you through this at every moment of every day, I want to give you guys the pointers to look out for. When every time a new set comes into play, that's something we want to look at. Here's a good example of something right here. Rising Stars. These sets just aren't very good still. But he's an 80 overall. It's fair, right? It was the cheap one this week. Is Cooper Cup cheap? It's a 10K. He's 16K. If there's a bundle that drops and it focuses on Rising Stars, these cards are going to drop in price. Now, of course, you can do the sets, but it may also drop the price of these cards where it's a good training value. Now, they're only 80s, right? So what you're really looking for at that point is like a 6,000 coin buy. So that's something to think about being proactive for. Training drives our world right now. And it bounces back up. Training, do not buy training just regularly during the week unless there's special packs or a promo, something happens. Otherwise, save your training Saturday mornings. I know everyone wants to go out and try and snipe the new legend. No, snipe training. Amazing. Amazing. That's what you got to do. Snipe training. That's what I'm saying. That's what I've been doing. I use a lot of my coins that way. And keep in mind, as always, when you have a card in your binder and you are deciding, do I sell it or do I quick sell it? Please keep in mind that you need to factor in the amount of coins you would get back for selling it, not your listing price. Take that 10% off so you know, is this card even worth selling? If you pull something on the weekend and you're not sure if you want to get the training or not because the price is low, wait until the week, see how the card's price fluctuates. If the card's price goes up enough and you think, well, I could use these coins instead, you could do that. Because what you could do, like say those Steve Youngs, for example, right? I was buying them at 35K, 35,000 coins, right? And he is currently at 53. So let's say I bought them all at 35K and I sold them all at 50K, right? And then next weekend comes around and his cards fall again. And now I have more coins to buy more training with, which means that my initial investment was a better deal. Oh my God, math is wonderful. I love math. So keep that in mind. Keep your eye on Team of the Week. If this comes out before it, maybe. Keep your eye on Saturday when the Legends come out again. Get your training, guys. Get your training. It's getting cheaper. It's getting a little cheaper. We know this last weekend it was around 70, 75 on the weekend. You could get some in the 60s this weekend. Even lower sometimes. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I am CC. Training Tuesday. Always fun. I'm out.